Hi everyone, this is Marie Blue Angel back with my first Otome Jam 2023 play, and it is Thorn for the Villain, reincarnated as an extra in an Otome game. I don't know anything about this except it's one of my favorite genres where you are someone and you, for some reason, whether it's because you actually fell asleep in your bed or maybe you died in your other life, you are reincarnated as someone else in a game, a novel, a movie maybe. But this time you are reincarnated in an Otome game and not even as a main character. You are an extra. So I wonder what this will lead to, and I'm really interested. I'm very excited to check out all the Otome Jam 2023 submissions this year, and I'm very happy to be playing this one first on screen. So please join me and let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And better yet, if you're really interested in the game, you should check it out and find the game page, which I will link in the description below, and check it out for yourselves. And then leave a comment for the game developers, and so that they can see all your lovely thoughts there. So yeah, let's get started. Oh. Ominous. I also like the roses on the side here.
Who are you?
So nosy. And noisy. Oh, taking out a knife. Or a sword. Oh.
Oh.
He mercilessly slits the woman's neck, covering her in vivid crimson red. Her body falls listlessly onto the floor with a soft thump. Everything happens so fast that I could barely react. I back away as he shakes Elsie's blood off his knife, causing some of it to splatter on my cheek. No, don't be afraid.
Stay away from me. If anything, I feel rage. I've only known her for a month, but Elsie has been kind to me during my stay here in the palace. I searched for anything that I can use against him, settling with a paring knife that Elsie was holding earlier.
How adorable. Am I supposed to fear your little toy? Oh.
He inches closer to me. I try to swing my knife, but he easily dodges my flimsy attempt. The masked man grabs my hand and unarms me in an instant. He then pushes me backwards, causing me to almost trip. Except I feel something, or rather someone, catch me instead. Sir Henry.
Also like Estella's hair. It's very pretty. I like the colors.
Relief floods me the moment I gaze upon his beautiful golden eyes, until it dawns upon me. He's bleeding. Blood is gushing from a wound on his back. The touch of his hand feels unnaturally cold.
The prince's little hound has finally arrived, I see. But how unfortunate that he seems to be on the brink of death.
He jeers at us mockingly. I glare at him. Suddenly, I feel Henry's cold touch on my shoulder, so I turn to him.
Wait, I thought there was voice acting here. Hold on. Okay, I couldn't find the settings to turn on voice acting. I thought, unless Henry's not one of the love interests, but I thought I saw Henry on the page, but whatever. What's my voice for him? Milady, I'll hold him back here. Forget about me and escape, please.
I can't. I'm not leaving you here.
Well, you're gonna die. You might as well say I love you. Oh, I see.
My favorite part is coming soon. God, I love Henry and Estella so much.
I see. This is me.
The game itself is pretty meh, though. But I would have bought the fan disc if they managed to release it. Too bad the studio broke up. I was curious about the villain route they'd been teasing us with. Anyway, it'll be payday soon and my pre-order should be arriving tomorrow. I'm glad I was able to snag the limited edition. I heard they went out of stock half an hour after the announcement. I can't wait to play horror cultivation over the weekend.
Horror? Okay.
It supposedly has this mandatory bad end requirement to get the good endings.
That's interesting.
Personally, I love happy endings, but bittersweet ones also hit different. Best of all, half the love interests are just my type.
Ooh, that's always fun.
I'll drop by the convenience store later to grab snacks for my gaming night. Life sure is good.
Uh-huh. Are we sleepy? You want to take a nap? Oh! Sorry, the truck says Isekai Co. It's not funny, but it's funny. Like, that the sign says that. Not that impending doom is happening right now. Oof, was not ready for that sound effect to be that loud. A search for survivors, stat. I found the bus driver. Bring over a stretcher.
Oh, I hope he'll be fine.
Shit, there's a woman bleeding here. She's in critical condition.
Woman, are they talking about me? Actually, now that they've mentioned it, I can't feel anything right now. How weird. Oh no. Who will receive my package? Man, my weekend. I want to play my otome.
My toges?
Huh. Huh? That's a baby. What happened? Congratulations, my lady! Such precious twins they are. I hear voices. Unfamiliar voices. I can't open my eyes. And look at that! Our little lady is so well behaved.
Oh, so we have a sibling.
She stopped crying already. How unusual. Oh, well, as long as she's healthy. Let me hold them. Of course, of course. I feel a warm touch. I just want to sleep. The Lord has already decided that if you give birth to a boy, he'll be named Young Master Eric. And if they were a girl... What are they talking about? He said to leave it to me.
Sorry, I forgot what the mother's voice is already.
Yes. This young lady will surely grow up to be just as beautiful as you are, milady. Her name is...
I don't know what name to pick. Okay, I'm gonna choose Chantel, because I like my name. Ooh.
The child is now Chantal von Ambrose.
Sure, yeah, why not?
Ambrose. Ambrose sounds familiar. I can't think right now. So tired. The Lord will be proud. Young Master Eric and young Lady Chantal,
This home will be filled with the pitter-patter of children running around soon enough.
I wish the best for these children. May they be blessed by the stars.
Ugh, I just want to sleep. I'll play my games tomorrow. They can wait. Good night. Wow. So to sum it up for everyone, if you don't already get it, I'm sure you do, that we were in a different world, one that resembles, I guess, more so the present, and we died while on our way home, probably, and instead of nothingness, we woke up and we are now a newborn baby. And I'm assuming this is the fictional game, the otome game that we saw a little bit earlier on in the video. So we'll see how it all turns out. Oh my gosh, I love the character sprite here. I love the hair. Yeah, so it didn't take long for me to figure out that I've been reincarnated into an otome game. But why of all games did it have to be this dead-end one? Couldn't it have gone into one of my favorites instead? Or at least one with internet connection? So you remember your past life. That's not... it's interesting, but it's not like anything shocking. Eternal Blessing of the Stars. That's the game I was reincarnated into. It only has 4 love interests and tons of bad ends. The story is about a girl who awakens to a power that sort of enables her to see the future, which leads to the royal family taking interest to her and placing her under their protection. From a nefarious underground organization called Snare. Not to mention, most of the endings, good and bad, has the kingdom going up in flames. That's me! I'm part of that shitty kingdom. This story absolutely must not head for one of those endings. That's why... 20 years later. That's why I'm here now. To meet with them. Okay. Chantel, you can do this. Just walk in, make your commission, and then pay. I'm gonna die. The face is so cute. I'm the client here, so there's nothing to worry about. I followed the instructions that the Crown Prince gave me in the game. So, it should be fine. How did you remember that for 20 years? Or did you, fast forward 20 years? Because that'd be a long time to be reincarnated for, which understandably makes sense, but I would like some clarification on that. This isn't just for me anymore. This is for Estella, Henry, and Eric, too. I relaxed myself with some breathing exercises before finally stepping inside the building. I had to follow some dubious steps first, like giving the password to one of the servers. See, this was the building that Snare uses to meet clients. According to the game, I have to send a messenger pigeon with a blue ribbon and a special note along with it. I've already done those, and I received a reply a few days later confirming my appointment. The second step was to make contact with their men, give them the password, and then finally, I should be able to meet with their agent. If I'm unlucky, it'd be the boss I'll end up facing. From what I remember, he sometimes personally takes charge over this branch for some reason. Let's just hope RNG is on my side, and he's not in charge today. What's RNG? Ah, I see. Oops. Oh. Sorry, I'm fighting with the sidebar here. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it.
Random number generator. Although in this context, it is used as a game term which pertains to chances. This includes the rates for rare item drops or chances for a certain type of enemy to appear. RNG is also often used in gacha games. Let's just hope RNG is on my side, and he's not in charge today. Snare member? Young lady, our boss wants to talk to you. Whoops. One of the pub's waitresses whispered in my ear. I nodded and promptly got up from my seat. I followed her through the back room of the pub. Man, it feels like I'm going through some shady deal. Well, I guess that's exactly what I'm about to do. A shady transaction. 100% illegal and tax-free. Huh. We first entered the storage where they kept all their wine. And then, at the very back of the room was a hidden door that led downstairs. You know what? If they decided to murder me here, I'll probably never be found. Wait, no. Why am I thinking about that kind of thing? Just happy thoughts. Yes. The path that we took was dim and narrow. Thankfully, they were illuminated by glowstones. Oh, I like the glowstones. It's almost like a dungeon. A labyrinth. I couldn't count the number of forking passages we had to go through. Judging from how we've been moving, I believe we're pretty deep underground by now. Snare did rule the underground, both literally and figuratively. Just this labyrinth alone is pretty big. It probably covers this whole town district. Or even the whole kingdom. Who knows? Which means there's no escape from them until you get out of Asmodia. Huh. Majority of the game's good endings did involve hopping out of the kingdom. I shuddered at the thought. After a walk that felt like forever, the lady stopped in front of a metal door, and pointed her palm toward it. Please enter. He's waiting. I gulped, bracing myself for stepping inside. Excuse me, then. When I entered the room, I was greeted by... Well, there really isn't much here. A table, a chair, and some dude in a mask. How's he been waiting here this whole time? Like, just sitting there? Looking closely, he seemed to be going through some papers. Damn, this feels like a suffocating workplace.
I saw this on Twitter. It does look like a terrible workplace. With no windows, no chance for fresh air, no breaks.
Not to mention that outfit looks uncomfortable to wear in this already closed space. As a former office lady who used to be tied to her desk for the whole day, I feel for this guy. That said, I could recognize that mask anywhere. Only high-ranking members of Snare wear that type. At least he's not the boss. Once again, I calmed myself and turned to the lady at the back. Sir, our client. Priority level bird of prey. Huh? I know I wrote that message. That in the message that I sent with the messenger. I have no idea what it means, though. Ugh. The masked man immediately lifted his head.
Bird of prey.
His voice was a bit muffled under that mask.
I heard about this request, but...
He seemed to be staring at me. I tried to keep a straight face. The battle has begun. If they manage to read through me, they can just as easily use it against me. In the first place, my request will be a very sensitive one. Thankfully, if I had any special skill, it's that. Maintaining a perfect poker face and a business smile. I've had experience working in the service industry in my past life. Add in the most frustrating bosses, and I managed to learn to just smile through them. As for my poker face, no, it's not from playing poker, but it is from playing otome games.
That's funny.
Playing them in public required me to maintain a straight face, even through the cheesiest or steamiest scenes. I can't suddenly squeal or screech on a train ride. Others would tell me, you shouldn't be playing otome games in public in the first place. To that I'd say, I need to relieve my stress. It's hard enough to find time to play after work. I have to make use of my commute time. If I don't, I'll never finish my game backlog. The game backlog. Game backlog is a selection of games that a person owns but cannot be played due to the sheer amount of video games they currently have. This often happens when they keep buying new games without finishing their current ones. I have to make use of my commute time. If I don't, I'll never finish my game backlog. That's why I ended up honing this seemingly useless ability. Although it's been rather useful for this current life, if I do say so myself. Well then, young lady, please have a seat. I nodded and did as I was told. I took the chair in front of me and seated myself promptly. Looks like the waitress had left her room. It's just the two of us here now. I feel the pressure, like a job interview. According to the game, this room was soundproof. Naturally, it's in their best interest to protect their client's privacy. Or, well, they could also dispatch me quietly like this. Your method of contacting us was certainly peculiar. Oh, he finally started. Wait, peculiar? Huh? But I'm pretty sure I followed the Crown Prince's instructions for the game to a T. But no matter, it's our business. It isn't our business to pry upon the client. Oh, good. The little internal reaction thing is funny. Since we can, Sorry, I keep getting distracted by this. I sighed internally. So, what is your request, little lady? Then please allow me to get straight to the point. I would like you to investigate Duke Pendleton. Oh? Keep your cool now. I sifted through my bag and took out some notes that I've written. Snare. They're the villainous organization in the game, Eternal Blessing of the Stars. But there are also routes where we work together. To be more precise, we commissioned them. Snare was an organization that dealt with assassinations, intelligence gathering, and other underground dealings. As long as the price is right, they will take on your request. At least that's what I learned from the game. They were particularly helpful with procuring information on artifacts during Eve's route. So, if they can pull off my request, then we can avoid the story of the game from even starting. Which means that the bad ends won't happen. Right? Quite ironic that I've turned to the villains just to avoid a bad end. Here. I handed over my notes to the masked man. He read through them rather quickly. I couldn't tell what expression he was making behind that mask. Oh, where did you gather these accusations from? I'm the client here. You're professionals, aren't you? My headspace. Please let this end already. He rolled up the papers and placed it on the table. The man then shook his head. I apologize. Yes, you're right. It's none of our business. Oh, good. He bought that. He then turned his back to me. At least, I think he did. However, you understand that you're requesting us to assassinate a duke. This is no simple matter. That isn't my request. Heavens, no! I'm quite sure that you're capable of simply exposing him. Please no killing under my name. Well, we certainly could just do that, although going down that route would take far more effort. In other words, more expensive, huh? Furthermore, I hope you realize that with your accusations, exposing him would bring far more repercussions on himself and his family, yes? That is no concern of mine. Not my problem. I just want him gone from the story. But killing is a no-no. The masked man chuckled. Fine then, little lady. I'll even take care of this job personally. Only because you're quite funny. Uh-huh. Huh? That's it? They're taking the job? Hey, maybe they're nice after all. Wait, no. No.
Nope.
Snare can't be good. But this guy could be. He's been pretty agreeable for the most part. And he called me funny. If he were a love interest, I'd say I would have raised a flag with him already. Or rather, maybe I've already gotten
Affection points. That's what I assume this is.
a flag is a variable that can be affected by the actions and choices you make in a game. To raise a flag means to trigger it.
Oh.
In this case, Chantal was funny, which implies a positive rise in their affection toward her.
Probably.
And he called me... Oh, I read that. I guess that means I made a favorable impression? I wonder if I can milk this. Oh, do I get a price discount for this commission then? I'll be throwing my life savings for this after all. I pursed my lips. He went silent for a second. Hey, say something.
Sure. Consider it as thanks for the good laugh. Okay.
Wonderful. I'll be expecting to hear good news then. I didn't expect that to work, but sweet, I got a discount. I'm glad I won my customer service representative gotcha. Gotcha originates from Japanese gachapon, which are machines that sell random capsule toys, yes? Gotcha games follow a similar formula. Using a required currency, players can pull prizes such as weapons or characters of various rarity. To win a gotcha means to obtain the desired item from the prize pool. I'm glad okay, so great. If nothing else, our guys should be outside to escort you. Expect a report in a week, if not earlier. We'll send over one of our people to collect the payment. Do you have any other questions?
I mean, I don't care about the boss. I just want to be done with this.
None. I just want to go already.
Is that so?
Then I suppose that ends our appointment. I let out a huge sigh of relief. Internally, of course. Very well, thank you for your time. Oh, thank the stars. I'm actually getting out of here alive. I curtsied before turning to the door. I scurried off as quickly as I could before he changes his mind. Just as he had told me, the waitress was really waiting at the tunnel. The sight of her showered me with relief. It's done. My transaction has really gone through. Now I just have to wait and hope for results. As soon as the young lady closed the door and left with her assigned guide, I got up from my seat.
What the heck was that? What's with that woman?
I don't know. Okay. Oh.
This was the first time the client came in person. Is she an idiot?
I mean, maybe I am.
I ended up sitting on the floor with my hand on my stomach, laughing.
Even a nobleman would have sent a servant in his place.
Well, forgive me. I didn't know the rules.
But a lady at that?
I mean, laugh all you want.
Has she no brains? Or is she simply fearless?
You know what? This is just exactly what I was told to do, so...
Why?
Whatever.
Then she'd be better than every one of those stuck-up nobles combined.
I'm glad you're getting a great laugh out of this, sir.
Oh, stars. Oh, my stomach. Ouch.
You're still laughing. After a moment, I sat cross-legged and wiped a tear from my eye before finally sighing to myself.
Oh, dear. The boss won't be pleased with that discount.
Why'd you give it to me, then?
And a duke. She might as well have asked her to assassinate the king.
I like the color of your hair and eyes. I love that they match. I read through the notes that the client had provided me earlier. Oh, the voice is not going. But if these are proven true, then we definitely could not let that man go free, even if he is a duke. the 4 duchies will take a hit, but the kingdom might as well be at war if we don't make a move. More importantly, that girl. Chantal von Ambrose. We knew that there were so many peculiarities to this request. For instance, the code she used was... But more than that, her blessings. What is the blessings? What are they? That was the first time I've ever seen something like that. I must inform the boss about this.
A week later. Have you heard about Duke Pendleton? Goodness! I couldn't believe my ears! Do you mean the charge of his treason? Charge? You mean charges, my dear? He was pocketing the taxes, was involved with illegal businesses, and worst of all, I heard that he was discovered to be in secret correspondence with the neighboring kingdoms. Oh dear, how awful! I hadn't heard of that one.
I've forgotten all their voices now that I've done 4 of them in a row.
Well, I do have my sources.
Oh man, everyone's talking about it. Goes to show that snare works fast. Well, that's good then.
I mean, I was the one who commissioned them, but it's still scary. A couple of days ago, I received their report and their, bills. They confirmed that all of my accusations against Duke Pendleton were founded. Illegal trade, embezzlement, abuse, and the most punishable of all, illicit contact with neighboring kingdoms. Duke Pendleton, after all, was colluding with them to overthrow the royal family. As to why? I don't know. The game didn't specify that, since his arrest was literally the start of the game. And yes, that makes this the very beginning of eternal blessings of the stars. Wow, everyone's talking about the Duke, huh? Why, of course. His arrest was very sudden after all.
Hi, Estella.
Not to mention, he is one of the 4 dukes.
It could be possible that he was already under watch before this, and they only recently found evidence against him.
I suppose. Ugh, but I'm so tired of hearing that name. I'd like to hear some other gossip, like, what's the best sweet shop right now?
We're already surrounded by food. Why are you thinking about even more?
Oh, hush. I like what I like. You agree with me, right, Chantal? So, you two...
I think I need to change... I don't know what my voice is. So, you two actually remember that I'm here?
Come now, are you sulking? Not at all. Actually, keep going. You know how much I enjoy watching the two of you. Sometimes I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or... Oh, believe me, I'm being honest. I prefer listening rather than contributing to the conversation. I suppose that is on brand for you.
But I don't like conversing either.
Shocking. Oh, you two, couldn't you at least indulge me? Chantal gets a pass, but not you, you big oaf.
High-handed as ever. Fine, I suppose I'll indulge you. Are you just being a fangirl in the corner? These two are Estella and Henry, my childhood friends, as well as the protagonists and one of the love interests of this game. I have to keep watch over them, especially after what I did to the story. This very ball was the opening scenario of the game. Later, the king will make an important announcement regarding the people he has chosen to personally serve the crown prince. His advisors, personal aide, personal knight, that kind of thing.
and Duke Pendleton was originally to be announced as the prince's advisor. But now, I got rid of him before that happened. If we go by the original game, it was Estella who exposes Duke Pendleton with her blessing. In the eternal blessing of the stars, some people are gifted with powers called blessings, and these people are known as the blessed. The blessed are usually given special treatment, like high-ranking positions close to the king. Basically, a one-way ticket to success in life. That is to say, it's not mandatory to reveal yourself as one of the blessed. So the protagonist hides her blessing from everyone due to personal circumstances, but at the start of the game, Estella ended up revealing her blessing, the blessing of the stars. It was an ability that gave her some sort of pseudo-omniscience. When the king made his announcement, she saw a future where the kingdom falls, all due to the treachery of the future king's personal advisor, Duke Pendleton. And because of that, Estella made an outburst to object the Duke's appointment, which resulted in the exposure of her blessing to the public. As it turned out, her blessing was extremely rare and valuable, which caught the interest of the royal family and other parties. That's the gist of the game's plot. One of the most basic otome settings, right? Special girl ends up surrounded by handsome pretty boys to romance. Anyways, that's why I tried to get rid of Duke Pendleton. With him gone, there won't be a need to reveal Estella's blessing. If we can get through this night without incident, then we can probably live the rest of our lives peacefully. I nodded proudly to myself. Be thankful that I'm willing to be your fiancé despite that attitude of yours. While I was mulling everything over, the two continued to talk beside me. Indeed, I'm fortunate. I'm very fortunate. Besides, it is difficult enough to find a noble lady from our kingdom who would be willing to live in the north. The north has been thriving under your father's rule. I see no problem with living there. Deep blushes. Sparks are flying. Who will be the first to finally confess their feelings? Stay tuned for the next chapter of Eternal Blessings of the Stars, featuring Henry Rout Special. TM. Dearie, I'm not sure if I like that look on your face. Don't mind me, I'm just enjoying this event. I'll be happily your third wheel. This is definitely way better than a 3D film. Though I wish I had some popcorn right now. I am unsure if you mean this party, or... She sighed at me. Speaking of, dearie, shouldn't you be concerned about your own marriage? You are already past your marriageable age. I'm quite sure Count von Ambrose will try to arrange yours sooner or later. If I'm past my marriageable age, why isn't my father or mother doing anything? Did my mother die? Oh, she didn't. I hope the Countess is alive and well. Okay, after this party, I'll have to cut the video. Past marriageable age? I was still fumbling around in college when I was in this age. At this age. Besides, I'm only 2 years older than you two. Yeesh. Not counting my past life, that is. We don't talk about adding that age. Oh, he has tried. My old man would never be able to find a nobleman for me. You do have the notoriety. Splashing tea at Viscount Bryon's daughter, setting fire on Baron Egret's garden, ruining Count Espada's party. Hey, Brion whatever was bullying Estella. Also, the garden thing was totally an accident. I just knocked over a lamp. While you exchanged punches with Baron Egret's son. Even more fascinating was how you actually knocked him out. So the whole incident had to be put under wraps, else the young man would be known to have been beaten by a noble lady. He was annoying. And Count Espada, that wasn't even my fault. Vomiting on their buffet table? The food was bad. Like, expired bad. I saved a lot of people. Ugh. The two stared at me without a single sparkle of hope in their eyes, and then sighed. Even more astounding to think that all of that happened
within a span of only 3 weeks. Yeah, you go. You go, girl.
You think Count Von Ambrose would have at least put a leash on you already? In addition, foul language, indecent attire, callous etiquette. We could go all day about this.
I don't wear indecent outfits.
Like the time you crashed a party in your nightgown?
There's nothing indecent about that nightgown. Besides, I was chasing a thief. And caught him.
But you beat him up.
You mean arrested. It's my duty as a knight, and I also happened to attend that same party.
Or that time you took off your corset in the lounge of Baron Etude.
I ate too much, okay?
That's why you're supposed to eat only a little during such events. And that's another thing. You stuff your face with food whenever we attend a ball.
She replied exasperately. You're the one to talk. You also eat a lot.
Not to the point I try to loosen my outfit. Well, you two, you also have your fair share of mischief. Estella, you recently snuck out some food from Baron Newman's party and hid up his tree. Henry, didn't you get into a fight with Viscount Belfour? The frequency of the trouble we find ourselves in is nothing compared to yours, dearie.
And that still pales in comparison to punching out the teeth of a young nobleman and having his family pay you to keep quiet about it. You earn some money, girl. Okay, maybe I do get into a little bit more trouble than they have. Sure, I've lived my life in this world from infancy. Oh, I see. But arranged marriages, noble etiquette, I tried to endure them at first. Then I came to a breaking point and decided that I'm not having any of those anymore. If there's anything I learned about myself, it's that Atoges. Otome game. Atogi. Atogis were the only things keeping me on leash back in my past life. I could endure my nasty boss, our stupid clients, and everything else in between thanks to those games that kept me sane. But in this life, balls, operas, dresses, I don't care for those. Come on, I'm a rich-born girl with a silver spoon in this life. What's the point if I can't even play otome games? I already died once, so if I don't get to have atogies, I'm not wasting my life being a caged bird. Ironic that I'm saying this while being inside an otome game world. I turned to Estella and Henry and crossed my arms. Anyway, the two of you just proved my point. No one would want to be engaged with a menace like me. Wait, aren't those the words of an otome or sojo protagonist before ending up in a harem? Probably. I do love a good harem. Ha! Good thing I'm not the protagonist here.
Never say never, my dear. You do know that there are some desperate nobles out there who would jump at the chance for the prestige of your bloodline, no? To them, an unwanted lady isn't easy picking.
Then I'll just chase them away. We'll see who's an easy picking.
Goodness, I can't believe I'm hearing this from a noble lady.
I'll help you chase them away. Thanks, Henry.
See, Henry gets it. Henry, please don't encourage her.
I'll do the same if someone troubles you too.
No need.
Smooth move, Henry. I secretly gave him a thumbs up. We continued to chat for a little bit more. Or rather, I faded into the background by taking a plate stacked with sweets from the buffet table and let Henry and Estella bicker some more. If my face is stuffed with food, neither of them can use me as a scapegoat. His Highness, King Elmir Vertond Asmodia, is about to enter. The footman's voice echoed throughout the room, and immediately everyone stopped what they were doing. Except for me. I'm still eating, but no one would mind that. Crown Prince Devon Alvan Asmodia is about to enter. Oh God, what is he wearing? This is a formal function. I
get not being able to make extra sprite art for him in-game, but damn, just why? After having said those words, everyone's eyes went over the grand staircase leading to this ballroom. Knights lined up at the bottom, and from the top we saw an old man walking down the flight of steps. He was also accompanied by knights from side to side. Behind him followed a younger man, only a little older than myself. No one's batting an eye to his attire. Huh. The Crown Prince. Devon Asmodia. His route is one of the few actual happy endings where Snare is ultimately defeated. But I wasn't a fan of his route in the game. 'Cause Henry dies in it.
Oh no. We can't have that happen.
So let's just hope that my precaution changes the story. Estella and Henry weren't meant to be engaged at this point, which is definitely already a difference from the original. Still, I don't want to be complacent and let everything be. They'll go through so much hardship if the story goes on.
Welcome everyone, and thank you all for coming to our Crown Prince's birthday. As you all may have heard, we recently had an unfortunate event right before today's joyous celebration.
He must be talking about Duke Pendleton.
But I do believe that it was a blessing in disguise that we managed to recover and uncover their family's deceit before it would have been too late. I would like to thank our loyal knights.
Come on, let the party end already. If we can get through this, then we're all set for the good ending.
And without further ado, I would like you all to welcome my son, the Crown Prince.
The king allowed the younger man to take his position.
Thank you, Your Highness.
He bowed. The situation with Duke Pendleton was truly unfortunate, but alas, justice has been served.
As you all must know, my ascension to the throne will be in a month. A king cannot function without his loyal subjects, and as we transition from my father's rule to...
Huh, right, loyal subjects. The Crown Prince is always flirting with Estella in-game, who, mind you, was also working on her studies. Originally, him being pestered by his secretary to get work was a running gag. But you know what? He's probably the reason why the kingdom goes down in flames in the future vision that Estella saw. I mean, it makes sense, right? He likely ends up dumping all his work to Duke Pendleton, who's been in correspondence with the enemy kingdom. With Duke Pendleton gone, would everything really go well?
So I would like to announce the one who is the new royal advisor.
Royal advisor? That should have been Duke Pendleton. Then, Estella would scream, "I object!" And that's the start of the story. I grabbed Estella's hand. Chantal? Remember your promise, I whispered. Well, this is quite out of nowhere. Yes, I will tell you if I see a vision. It's not like I've been using my blessing outside of gambling. Wait, you've been gambling? No. Maybe. Just a bit. Only with my friends and relatives, alright? The lovely protagonist is using her powers for gambling. How did we come to this? I guess it's fine as long as you don't overdo it. Oh, wonderful. Don't worry, I'll be using my winnings to treat you, Eric, and Henry one of these days. She clapped her hands together with glee. Although you do know that my vision doesn't work on anything related to you, right?
Huh? What's that got to do with this? I wonder if Estella will figure it out. I had to stop my recording all of a sudden to take care of something, so I abruptly had to leave. But this was a perfect time to end it anyways, because the video was already quite long enough. So I will see you in the next part. Bye!